Well, I forget if I talked about some of the same things in the first video and the second. I might have, but I don't care. They're the important things to me. I read something about uh, contemporary of Socrates that said something like, some people think Socrates was stupid because he said the same things all the time. But he would have said, these are the only things worth talking about. I wish, I'm sorry that I know so much about celebrities and sports and these other things that are really, I mean, compared to tax policy, housing policy, climate, monetary, fiscal policy, healthcare, education. That's what we need to know more about. International policy, hunger, how best to get rid of poverty. Let's get rid of poverty. You don't think we're smart enough to do that? We could do that. We could do that. This it's unbelievable what happened in Gaza. So sad. 70,000 people killed, and where are they going to go back to? Everything's been destroyed. But hopefully that can be built into a very nice and livable land. The ghettos in America, I don't know, they'll probably have to be rebuilt, a lot of these projects that are built. I remember one documentary about a basketball player in New York, and what struck me was a shot in the projects down the hall. The hall was so thin, unbelievable. And I'm thinking, how could you move furniture or walk by another person, basically, if you're going home? And you can see this too in some, in a lot of other countries, including France. Even in France, they cheat some of the people and put them in really small apartments, too small, too small. In America, they do that, or really poorly made. I had a friend that did heating and cooling ductwork, and he didn't. His parents were missionaries. He was a good guy. He did good work, and he was honorable. And he said the one job he did that he felt bad about was this developer was getting a tax cut for building low-income housing, and everything was really cheap, lowest quality. And my friend felt bad, like, man, this is worthless. What I'm doing, this isn't a home for a human being. But a lot of people will say, "Oh, the poor, they're lazy." Yeah, that's a hateful thing to say. A lot of people will say that they're Christians, or Jesus said, "Hey, how you treat the least of mine is how you treat me." And he didn't say throw them in jail and throw away the key. He said, when I was in jail, you came to visit me. There's a lot of hatred in the right wing right now, and I don't see that in a lot of Jesus' teachings. What did the Department of Office of Management and Budget, a Christian guy, so we want you to feel trauma? All the people he's firing that have been public servants for years and years, more public servant than he ever had been, or Trump, or a lot of those guys. We want you to feel trauma. What? What part of the Bible did Jesus say that? We want you to feel trauma. That doesn't sound like what a Christian would say. We want you to feel trauma. Don't forget that. Don't forget these things. Don't just brush them off. What did the Fox News guys say? It was a talk show, and he said, well, the poor, let's just kill them. I take it back. I didn't really mean that. And I think he still has a job. Is it Matthew 25 or Matthew 35 to 40, something like that? When I was hungry, you gave me food. Don't forget that. That's a really nice set of teachings. When I was sick, you nursed me. When I was in jail, you came to visit me. That's heavy. We don't do that. We don't do that. We build prisons in gator country. Try to scare everybody. We're so tough, we're going to put them in prison and alligators are going to eat them. When I was in prison, you came to visit me. That's a better form of living. Let's not be cruel. Let's not be cruel. Let's try to help each other. That's the best way. Oh, just something kind of funny. Some of you people will relate to it. So I was in London. What's it called? Notting Hill area. But I had to get some clothes done. So I took them to a place and it was like $40. And it was mainly socks, underwear, t-shirts, and a pair of jeans, basically. And I remember, just going back to the hotel and just kind of saying, I'm not going to do that again. So you know what I did, or about half of you know what I did. You get done with the day, you take off your shirt, underwear, and socks, and you throw them in the shower. You take a shower. You wash those first, then you wash yourself. And you hang those out to dry. And that's your laundry at home. Kind of funny. Some people can't relate to that, but I guarantee you some people are kind of going, well, sure, of course. I've done that before. I lived in a room once. I could put my arms out and I could touch the walls. I'm 6'2", so it was probably 6 feet wide. It used to be a utility room, so it was like 6 feet by 15 feet. I needed a place to stay, so I stayed with a couple of friends. Actually, my friend's brother is how I got in the house. I didn't know him that well. And another guy that I didn't know. But my bedroom, I had to walk through another bedroom to go to the bathroom. It wasn't the best place, but I felt lucky just to have a place. The homeless need, I remember a good lady saying, I know what the homeless need. And I'd been working with the homeless. And I thought, well, what do they need? She said, they need cardboard. So when they lay down at night, it's not cold. And I'm like, no, what they need is a home, just like you and me. They need a home. An apartment. It doesn't have to be a house. A decent apartment. They build these micro houses because they don't deserve a decent size apartment. It can be a studio. That's where I'm staying. This is a studio. There's no bedroom, but at least it's big enough where you don't feel claustrophobic. I deserve that. You deserve that. Everybody deserves that. We're not fucking animals. Even though we treat some people like that. That's our bad. That's our politics. My degree's in political science. I studied public administration for about a year and a half. I think I thought it was too bureaucratic, or anyway, it just didn't suit me. But finally, 10 years afterwards, I become a history and government teacher. But that decides everything. Our politics decides everything. And we've decided to reward the few with billions and billions of dollars and give the many. Half of America has 2% of our wealth. I'm sorry. I hope you heard that. Maybe I wasn't clear. Half of America has 2% of our wealth. Is that a plantation? Certainly sharecroppers, tenant farmers. And I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be greedy. I want to be good-hearted and loving and understanding that we can create a better society and helping do that and talking about the issues and voting for a more noble and honorable and loving government We can do that. We need to do that. We will do that. When I worked with the homeless, one time there was a guy, I washed their clothes. I did other things, food, cleaned the bathrooms, but I was the launderer, launderess. I guess is a man a launderer? I did the clothes. I washed their clothes. So I knew this guy. He's a nice guy. Mentally ill, I'm not sure how. Pretty severely. But a nice person, good hearted. I never saw him any other way. And I don't think he was on drugs. And sure, mental illness and drug addiction. What else is there? Domestic violence, physical impairment. Some of the top reasons for homelessness. And you've got to put in economics. You've got to put in economics. Rent's going up, wages aren't going up. We create homelessness. We create this catastrophe of humanity with our politics. I'm sorry. I keep going back to that, but that's what we have to change to be decent people. But one day, he was walking around with these pants that were way too long and just ragged at the bottom, ragged. And I set him down. And I cut the bottom of his ragged jeans off. It felt good. Felt like I was doing something good. I need to do more good things. We need to do more good things.